this at all. So we're going to either fall flat on our face or whatever.
You're the man.
That's life.
I was a second string high school freshman. He was a letterman senior, a starting tackle on the football team, 4 years in a row. I wore his number 77, my senior year. Big Phil, statistic of Vietnam, killed in a chopper landing zone back in the 60s. His name's on the wall. A lieutenant's life expectancy in the LZ was 5 to 7 minutes. They don't tell you that on recruiting posters. Gets in the way of colonizing your mind, you know. There's a choir of angels in heaven. Their sound is sweet Georgia tea. Their sweet black voices remind us to remember non-violence, singing hymns of peace. The prophet machine had colonized my mind. I had not learned yet that war is terrible and terribly profitable. For those who hold gold and refuse to send their own children, especially their own sons. There's an angel orchestra in heaven, soul string sweating honey on a sun-soaked rock, sweet string Asian angels calling us to peace. Years later, in a guided meditation, I went far away to another land in my decolonized mind. There was a monument to number 77 next to the American flag, fierce wind flapping. I was a crow in my meditation, dropping my feces on Big Phil's monument. As a Vietnam veteran, I'd rather have my heroes alive, not dead. My shit was protest and grief. There's a lot of that in our marches, you know. There's a dance band of angels in heaven with a rhythm section of ancestor slaves. 50 million naked Africans chained together, thrown from ships at sea, drowned for profit, Middle Passage prophets. Their percussion is soulful, made with crack of whip and clank of chain, thud of anchor holding ancestors on the bottom of the sea. Ancestors who died in terror. Call and response songs entice peace from brown lips, brown hands, black innocence instruments tuned to the key of blood. Blood calling, blood remembering, one blow short of peace. That's why I refused to shoot that old Vietnamese grandpa, slight starving skeleton, riding his rusty bicycle with 12 high baskets on the back. He stopped in front of my bunker. The rusty kickstand creaked under his bare foot. Then he searched the bottom basket. And they told me, shoot any Vietnamese that loiters after you warn them twice. Those were my orders. Number 77 would never shoot someone's slight starving grandpa. In that moment, after the second warning, I refused the order. I refused the order. They're spirit trail angels dancing in heaven, dancing for peace, dancing for ancestors and relatives of all relations, dancing to the song, One God, Many Names. Number 77 dances with them, reminding us to peace over war. Number 77, who always left the field after the game with his uniform filthy from the lineman's war. Sometimes his number was masked by dirt, mud, and blood. Number 77 sings in this rainbow choir, black, red, yellow, white, brown, copper-colored skins. Their hymns are sad. Their hymns are sweet. Their hymns are truth, love, love and heart-won harmony. Their hymns are needed so much more today. Listen, listen! Listen very closely to your choir. They call your number. Your number for peace.